Welcome. My name is Newman García, and I'll be guiding you through this energy reading. Let's begin with a deep breath. Inhale from the bottom of your tailbone, climbing up your spine to the crown of your head. Hold it. Slowly exhale. Just allowing your body to relax, your mind to quiet. As we tune in to our highest good, receiving only what we need to know in this present moment, here and now. Thank you for being here. Let's begin with an oracle card. Compassion. I talk about compassion a lot on this channel. And my definition of compassion is everyone can get from where they are to where they want to be through the power of their quieted mind. Now, sometimes it's hard to quiet your mind, especially if you've had a lot of noise throughout your life, which most of us have. It's part of this human experience that we signed up for from our soul's perspective. We came in with a bunch of noise, and our role from this human grounded 3D plane is to cleanse ourselves of the noise in order to find our clear signal. Having compassion for yourself and others means knowing that you will find the clear signal with your discernment of focus, that others will find the clear signal with their discernment of focus, and to be gentle along the way. To notice the newness in yourself and others in each present moment. That's a really powerful tool that all of humanity is beginning to embody. All of us have done things that we wouldn't do again. But how do you learn? How do you know that you want to be nice unless you've been mean? And maybe you've always been kind. And, okay, all of everything is happening in perfect balance. Humanity is diverse in ways that cannot be described with our language. And a big part of that diversification is our personality, which creates our personal reality. And all emotions are good. They all serve. Understanding what they are is really important. I know I'm kind of going on a bit of a tangent, but stay with me here. Having compassion for yourself and others simply means to be gentle with the present version of yourself and others and reach for the thoughts of relief until you get to a point where you're just having fun. You're just in joyous ecstasy. I talk about the art of detachment a lot. A lot of times when people are suffering or are in pain, it is always actually due to some sort of attachment to a belief system or a way of being, a material object, a person, a relationship, whatever it may be, that they're not wanting to let go of. And so the compassion comes into play with saying, even to yourself, maybe you're struggling letting go right now, is saying, well, everything is temporary. I've lived enough life on this planet to realize nothing stays the same, even from day to day, but let alone from year to year. So your role is to enjoy the present in totality by perceiving from your preferred perspective, from the source within you, which is what feels good. And to recognize that everything serves, and having compassion for another and for yourself simply means not feeling bad for anyone. That doesn't do anyone any good. Not dimming your light for anyone. That doesn't do anyone any good. Simply shining bright and knowing that everyone has the capability to shine, for everyone has the light within. And it's their individual journey on finding that out. This came through strongly because you might have made some decisions recently that are out of the norm for the character that you used to play. Maybe you let go of people, places, things, jobs, belief systems that really were rooted in your identity. And they were hard to let go of, but you knew that in order for you to feel free, in order for you to regain your sense of balance, your health, your wealth, those are synonymous, that you had to let go of the representations of lack, of dis-ease, in compassion for those people, those things, those relationships, those belief systems that can also rise up to meet you by letting go. Because the only reason anyone in this human game feels held back is from their own decision to hold on. That resonated for someone. That was a long message of compassion, but I feel that either you have or are about to make decisions in your life that you never thought that you would make, because you always wanted to be the peacekeeper, the one that everyone looked to, that kind of knew the answers and was happy and joyous and found the solution. And that is you, but you are the embodied solution. You're not the one to solve other people's problems. You're the one to live as the solution of someone who recognizes problems are a part of nature. And the second a problem is birthed, a solution is as well. And the role is to be discerning with your focus and gently move in the direction of things wanted by going down the stream of well-being. Interesting. If you're still here, love you. Love you. This is an interesting message. Ooh, lust. Let me cover her up. Lust is your sexual energy, sure. It's your creative fire, which has really been sparked within you. And it's been sparked within you. What I'm getting at is for you choosing you, for you letting go of those that you were holding on to, the belief systems, the people, places, things, letting go in love so that you could ignite your fire again and follow your passions uninhibited, without the noise. That's what we talked about at the beginning, clearing out the noise and confusion of other people, other belief systems, other energies that are clouding your ability to express this natural birthright of creative energy. Your role in this human journey is to clarify your signal. And you've done that. You have figured out who you really are. And those that couldn't hear it, it's like, think of a radio, okay? It's a great analogy. We're all tuned to a certain frequency, a certain station, per se, on a myriad of subjects. You know, we're multifaceted beings, multidimensional, multifaceted beings. But if someone is listening to 98.5 FM, they can't hear 107.5 FM. And your role isn't to turn 107.5 as loud as possible so that they can then hear it. Your role is to say, I'm going to clearly stand in my preferred station, and you can stand in yours, and I love you, and all of it's beneficial to all of creation, but we no longer need to get each other to understand one another, because you never will. I mean, gosh, do you even really understand yourself other than each present moment? No. We're new every moment. We're constantly evolving and constantly creating. So in order to play, though, the clearest signal for the station that you are, because you are tuned to a station. And when you find your clarity of clicking in, it's like the radio is such a great example. If you go one notch at a time, I'm using like old school tuner, it's kind of staticky until you click into it and then the signal is clear. That is the human journey. And what you've realized is you might have started, and there's no better or worse, I'm just using a scale for analogy. You might have started at that 98.5 FM, and over time, you one notch at a time climbed up to where now you're at 107.5, a higher frequency, not better or worse, just different. And it feels like ecstasy. It feels like joy. It feels like happiness. But then those other relationships, belief systems, people, places, things that are still at that 98.5, the role is to have compassion in the sense of saying they don't have to come meet you. They are where they are because that's their signal. It does no good to think otherwise. This is an interesting reading. This is really resonant for me right now. It's all coming through. Your role isn't to get anyone to become your frequency. Your role is to hold steady so strong your signal that you are undeniable, and those who match with it will naturally be magnetized to you without any resistance. And those that don't will go live their life and do their things. And it's all good. The bird is supposed to fly away from the nest. This is really resonant for someone. Maybe you're like me. I distanced from my family. I love all of them, every single one. They taught me so much about myself, and maybe we'll reconnect at some point. And I'm not dimming my light, meaning I'm not going to converse in conversations that are, at this point in my perspective, ridiculous. Like anything on the news. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. Nothing has anything to do with you except for what you allow in your reality. And when you've clarified your signal to the point of focusing in on your individual world that you're creating, because there are as many worlds as there are people on this planet, as there are perspectives on this planet, then anyone's world that's not rooted in joy, happiness, health, wealth, freedom, that's not going to be resonant with you anymore. And you are not responsible to bring them up or to explain yourself, and it does no one any good to dim down. So that was very resonant for someone. True compassion is knowing everyone has a choice and they have all chosen their individual experiences. Everyone chose every limitation on their physical life experience. Princess of Swords. This is the truth. She is about learning new things. She is creative energy, but really learning new things rooted in this truth of knowing everyone has a choice. Everyone has a choice. It's elevating yourself past victim mentality, which I believe my last reading hinted on a lot. And once you do that, you see through the veil. The veil is lifted, actually. Imagine a veil, getting married. Lift it. You can see clearly. And your role isn't to go around and lift the veils of others. You naturally will do that just by being awakened yourself. That's the truth. Two of Wands, Dominion, balance. Twos are about balance. You have regained balance within your creative center because you have allowed yourself to tune to that frequency. You are the 107.5. I'm from Nashville, and that's a station I used to listen to back in the day. But anyways, this is just a side note. Maybe it's relevant for someone. But Dominion, you have claimed dominion over your throne. What is your throne? It's your creative power. It's your signature frequency. It's your clear signal, because you are the signal of your life, and everything will magnetize to you. Haven't you noticed lately how things are changing so rapidly since you've let go of trying to get anyone to understand you, to rise up to meet you? Instead, you're just being you in each now moment. You have reclaimed your sovereignty of being the divine creator that you know yourself to be. Isn't it nice to simply walk through space knowing that you are in the exact right place, doing the exact right thing at the exact right time, for any other perspective does not serve, and everyone else is as well? Oh, now we're full circle. Remember I said all emotions are good? How do you know you want to be nice unless you've been mean? And it's all neutral. And maybe you've never been mean or have that perspective, but come on, none of us are perfect. We've all done things that we wouldn't do again, and that's how we know we wouldn't do it again. How do you know you're in balance unless you get out of balance? And that's what true compassion is. It's looking at the whole of humanity as one collective consciousness with all unique, infinite expressions, understanding that every single thing, expression, personality, characteristic in this diverse, delicious, co-creative experience serves. And your role is to tune so clearly to your frequency that those that match you in this new season of your life will naturally gravitate towards you without you performing, without you turning up the volume. That's resonant for someone. You don't need to be loud to attract. You can't be loud and attract peace. Now, singing is popping to my head, or music, right? Like, take everything with a grain of salt, but you know what I mean. When you've lifted the veil, when you are flying 40,000 feet in the air, it's quiet. All of the noise of the chaos, the clutter, the lower vibrations, lower frequencies that are rooted in fear and dis-ease, anger, separation, they are obvious, one, and a choice, two, and you'll get to a point where you just can't even perceive them because they're not relevant to your experience, and that's your birthright. You're here to live your life, not anyone else's. That's very resonant. You're 18 minutes into this. You are here to live your life, not anyone else's. You're not here to control outcomes of even your life, but especially others. Even if you think it's in the best interest of them, it's not your role unless someone, my husband very early on told me, he goes, you will know when someone needs help. They will ask. And you can say no or yes. I used to be someone that would help without someone asking. And do you know what that does? It creates, one, codependency. Then that person is dependent on your help all the time. Two, then that person doesn't learn how to do it on their own, and they start questioning their own internal guidance system because you're doing it for them. That's really it. So that's relevant for someone. You're not here to help by going out and seeking out problems from your perception because, this is coming through strong. There are no problems. It's a great perspective to have. There are only solutions. Something pops up, I can't think of something exact, but there are so many moments where something has happened in my life that I didn't prefer it. Hell, my divorce is a prime example. I wasn't expecting that. I'm the one that pulled the trigger on that because the source within me guided me. And now I'm living in my fairy tale. But at the time, I'm like, this is awful. But that has trained me to realize now when things do happen, because life is still going to happen, contrast is still going to happen, no matter how clear your signal gets, it just becomes almost imperceptible because you've embodied the solution so much that you don't really see anything as a problem because you've lived enough life and you've done the emotional alchemy to process your experiences to realizing, thank goodness for my divorce. Thank goodness for this physical dis-ease. Thank goodness for my business not having to be let go. Thank goodness I got fired. I haven't done that, but maybe that's relevant for you. You know, all of it serves. All of it serves. And you have the choice in each now moment to choose that perspective. You know this. You're good at this. You're a divine alchemist. You're still listening to this. You know this. Compassion is looking at others who are not understanding that, who think that things might be unfair or imbalanced, loving them and letting them and turning the other cheek because you know that you've done the emotional alchemy to realize all of it's good and it's only your choice to see that. That's compassion. It's not forcing them to get it. It's not helping them when they don't ask. And it's not helping them when they ask from a place of whiny victim mentality. It's helping them when you know that they need outside assistance and have done their best. That's very relevant too. I think of Avatar a lot. Whenever Sully first, that's his name, first went on the planet, he was scurrying around and the woman, I forget her name, but she goes, "You're like a baby." He was noisy, he was loud, he was a baby. There's a lot of babies on this planet. I mean, gosh, and I was one of them, so I can say this for sure. I mean, people are scared of our earth, of nature, of touching the dirt and grass. The separation that they have caused within themselves is a bit wild. It's actually the opposite of wild. But my point in sharing that is, how do you grow a stronger society, a stronger culture, a stronger human? It's by being strong within yourself, which really just means being gentle with yourself and honoring what you need. It means accepting that you chose this path and everyone else did as well. It means adapting to your environment, adapting to the natural order of everything, going with the flow instead of going against, letting go of things that are no longer relevant. And that's happening quicker and quicker and quicker. There's the energy, momentum. If you know anything about physics, once things have momentum, they continue gaining velocity. It's not something that's going to slow down. Life keeps happening. And it's just a matter of, are you going to continue letting go so that you can ride the wave and enjoy the experience, or are you going to resist and cause dis-ease within your body, dis-ease within your relationships, dis-ease within your life? And this is where compassion comes in, because you get why people do it. They're scared. They're scared that if they let go of what they know, they won't be able to adapt. But that is illusory. Humans are powerful, infinite creators, masters of manifestation. This is Earth School. Not one human on this planet. Ooh, this is really coming through. Not one human on this planet. One is at a disadvantage. Two, not one human is incapable of achieving what they want through the power of their focused thought, because they are masters of manifestation. How do I know that? Because I know I am, and you are, and we are, because we are one. We created this reality. God isn't something outside of us. God is within all of us. This reading's kind of taking some turns, but this is really important. All of humanity must let go of the attachment to trying to mend the past and to predict the future. And we all, in order to move smoothly with effortless ease and ecstasy and embodiment of our natural state of well-being, the answer is just to simply relax into the present and say, what decision needs to be made from this point, looking optimistically in the future? What brings me most joy right now? What brings me most joy right now? That's the answer for everyone. For everyone. Let's pull a few oracle. And that's the vision of my future, for sure, that we co-create together. I see a humanity that raises children to know how to care for their body first, to express their creative energy, this lust card here, uninhibited, to follow the truth, Princess of Swords, the curiosity of learning what is rooted in the truth of well-being and what we're here to do, which is to experience the physicality of being human on planet Earth. Two of Wands, Dominion. I see a world where we're connected with the world, the Earth. That when you look into another's eyes, you know that they are a reflection of you, and you have done the work so well on yourself to see the beauty in yourself that your perspective is naturally magnetized to the beauty of them. You know that's what Christ does, right? Does. Time is not linear. He simply tuned to the frequency of loving himself so much that he then could not help but love all. He loved the murderers. He loved the martyrs. All of it's good. I'm not condoning murder. I'm just saying it's all a part of the story. And your role is to embody who you want to be, who you want to see more of in the world. Be the change you wish to see. It's what Gandhi said. What do you want to see more of? I see a world of 100% healthy people. Because the universe has enough diversity to where humanity can be health. And there are other civilizations who have evolved into light beings because of their path through this sort of dis-ease. And that is the path that we are on. I healed myself through a chronic illness, not by focusing on healing myself, by focusing on allowing myself my natural state of well-being to the point where my body literally refused to take the medication anymore because it wasn't relevant to my experience. Everyone on this planet can do this. All it takes is allowing everyone on this planet to express themselves uninhibited and to have compassion as we navigate this change. One more card and then I'll close this out. Crown chakra. This is really, when we breathe at the beginning of these guided readings, pulling the energy from root to crown and then back down from crown to root helps to align your chakras. Full body chills. I've had full body chills a lot of this message, by the way, and if you're still here, then you know that that's my confirmation of source. Your crown chakra has been open for you to receive this higher frequency of consciousness of well-being. Humanity is moving away from dis-ease and into ease, and you can easily see it when you look at the younger population. They're dancing, having fun, unless their parents are resisting that. And that's what we're rooting out. It doesn't make any sense anymore with the knowledge that we have, with the wisdom that's embodied in all of beings on this planet, to continue babying humanity. It's time for everyone to wake up and touch the grass and get sunshine on their skin and breathe fresh air and know that they don't need as much as they have accumulated. They need to let go and have more fun and enjoy their life. That is the solution. Very interesting reading. I have no idea what I'll title this. If you are interested in a private reading, newmanflows.com, I would be honored to tap into your energy frequency. It would be very nice to do. I really enjoy doing it. Anyways, until next time, thank you so much. Namaste.